2 degrees. If we get above 2 degrees fever with our Mother Earth, we're in really big trouble. And in order to keep it below 2 degrees, we gotta quit with the fossil fuels. So they say we can burn 565 gigatons of carbon. I have no idea what a gigaton of carbon looks like, but that's quite a bit. 565. There's 240 gigatons in the tar sands. And the oil companies, Suncor, these guys right over here, all these oil companies, they hold in their reserves 2,795 gigatons. They're holding it in their reserves right now, representing 5 times more than we can burn. You understand that? The point is that how messed up their economics is that they call that an asset. And I call that a liability. Because that's what it is. So don't let them baffle. Don't let them baffle with their math. Don't let them baffle with their mumbo-jumbo economics, because it's all a lie. There's only one, system. That's the one that's right here on Mother Earth. We don't have another planet. We have another place to go. And they can say whatever they want to, but they have no right to destroy us. Right? So where you guys are at, I have a family. I like to stay home. I came out to see you guys because you guys are really important in what's going on here. That coal terminal, that whole thing is a really, really bad thing. Because, whether it's coal or whether they're jamming some pipeline down there, that's what we can't have. And in order for them to be able to keep doing what they're doing, they got to have a market. There's no new coal plants in the United States. They've been defeated for the past 20 years. Pretty much no nukes either. They're looking at some reboot. But basically, a lot of these plants are antiquated, and a lot of these plants are bad. And so they don't have a market for that, except for China. And they got to get it. Right? So that's what it's about. They don't have any markets, and so they got to get it someplace. So this terminal here, so in a couple weeks I'm going out to see the Crows. The Crows, Indian tribes, have 1/3 of the coal in the United States. Between Navajo and Crow, Crow has 24% of the U.S. coal reserves. And there's some coal that should stay in the ground. Right. There's no such thing as clean coal. But the Crows are looking at moving their coal out here. And that's why what you guys are doing is really important. Because their contract that they just signed with Cloud Peak is to sell it to China. So that's why you guys got to keep it up. You got to keep it up. And you got to keep that terminal from coming on. The other thing is that you got to keep up your efforts that are really strong up here to keep them from the pipelines. What did someone call it? Whack the mole? Whack the mole. So if they can't get the Keystone, we was fighting on the Keystone. It's very expensive, and they try the Gateway. They can't do the Gateway, then what's this other one here? Enbridge. The Kinder Morgan, the Enbridge one, and then I was just out in New Brunswick, and who the hell goes to New Brunswick in February but me? Minus 20. It's like, hi, wow. Their premier was just out, we will just call it pouring himself in Alberta, saying that they don't have a pipeline. Right? So they have problems. They're trying to get a pipeline someplace. And right now they don't have what they need. Right?
What they think they need.
Right, what they think they need, what they feel entitled to. What the oil companies and the Canadian government and whoever else feel entitled to. And that's why you got to keep fighting. And what I know in my experience, which is I think what a lot of you know, is that the longer you fight them, the more expensive their products get. That's how you guys bankrupt whoops. Remember that? Remember that acronym? Whoops. Washington Public Power Supply, whoops, right? That's why that was a great acronym. I thought that was just brilliant. But they didn't get bankrupt out of their brilliance. They got bankrupt because they had a lot of really expensive projects that lost investors because people talked. And that is a really, really important thing to do, and that's why what you guys are doing is really, really important. They will keep trying to pour money into things, but the longer you fight, the harder it is. And I've seen projects be defeated many times. A few years ago, 2003, I think is when it finally happened. The Mole Ojibwe fought for 28 years a mine. It was owned by Rio Algo, Rio Tinto Zinc, Exxon, Billiton was the last one. There was 5 corporations, the last one was Billiton, the single largest mining corporation in the world. Why don't you put a copper zinc mine at the bottom of these people's lake in the middle of their reservation? They fought for 28 years, and you know what? They won. After all that, driving those guys, I mean, how you know you're winning is when the World Mining Journal calls Wisconsin the hardest place in the world to put in a mine. You know what I'm saying? They don't say, they call it economically unfeasible. They never say you're right. You know what I'm saying? They never give you any credit. It's not happening. But anyway, so that's how that happened. In the end, I think that Jules is right in this, is that what those guys did is they used their casino revenues and bought the mine site. The Forest County Potawatomi is doing. So there are many ways to win, but it was a 28-year struggle in the mine. So in the end, what I want to say to you is I was really happy to come here and visit with you all. You know, it is important that we do the right thing in our communities because that's how our kids are going to eat. And that's how we're going to not be driven to insanity by their system, by relocalizing, right? And developing some just relations. And it is also really important that we maintain absolute vigilance in fighting these guys. And everybody has a piece of that. You have a very important piece here, but don't forget the piece of the larger that you are. You know? And you know, you have to look at both pieces. But in the end, through that all, what I know is what you know too, is just do a good thing and pray hard. You know, because those ceremonies and all of that is something that none of them have. We're the ones who got that. Those guys don't have that. And that's great power. So, thank you for your time.